Hello boys and girls, Great Ben here, and welcome to another Revice review. Now before we start, I gotta address something. Since school holidays are over, videos will be coming out slower, so that's why it took me so long to get this script done. But yeah, if you could show some support, it would really be cool. And anyway, with that out of the way, we can do the recap. In the last episode, Iki and Vice gained the power of Vice, with the Terra Vice stamp and saved Ayaka. With the boring stuff out of the way, let's go on to the stuff you're here for. The episode starts with Hiromi reading something and remembering the words of Wakabayashi when he demoted him. Then we see him using his ID card to get into the lab, and takes the Line and Kong Vice stamp. Then we see that a random guy received the Line Vice stamp, most likely from Hiromi. The next day at Phoenix Base of Operations, Hiromi and Daiji share a conversation. Cut to a recording of Genta promoting a special service at the Happy Spa. This special service is asking for spottings of deadmans or any troubles and worries that people may have. After a montage of people explaining their troubles/worries to Iki and him solving them, Iki and Vice have another conversation. Then an old man walks in. In the Phoenix Base of Operations, George and Wakabayashi inform the captains of the theft of the Kong Vice stamp. This shocks everyone, especially Hiromi, after they say all signs of entry were erased. Wakabayashi then states that the culprit is someone in their ranks. After this, we see the mysterious person who got the Line Vice stamp, and we learn that he is a ByTuber named Bon. Then it's revealed that the old man from before is Bon's grandfather. Cut back to Bon's live stream as some guards try to take him out of the building. He uses the Line Vice stamp to bring out the Line Deadman. Conveniently, Phoenix captains at the briefing were watching the stream, same with Iki, Sakura, and Bon's grandfather. And especially the Deadmans, and they learned that none of them gave the Vice stamp to Bon. Back at Bon's live stream, people are actually enjoying it? Like, why? That's just sick! Anyway, Bon finds the president of the company he's wrecking and asks him if he admits to the company being a black business. But then Iki and Vice appear and they transform into their Rex form and the fight starts. And of course, Bon's recording all of it. After Iki gives an inspiring speech to Bon, he joins the fight with Vice and quickly starts winning. Then Iki uses the Owen strike point blank. The Lion Deadman survives and then creates little clones of itself. In response to this, Iki uses the Rex strike. And then Phoenix arrives and sees that they were late. And then Bon's grandfather gives Bon some manju. Back with the villains, they see Vice had won the day and decided on a plan to aim for his Achilles heel, which in this case is his family. Then we see Sakura with her mother and she gives Sakura some advice, and we cut back to Phoenix where Wakabayashi tells Daiji and Hiromi to continue the search for the Kong Vice stamp. Then Daiji proposes a plan to use Bon as bait to lure out the traitor, and this plan gets the green light from Wakabayashi. Cut to the Happy Spa where Hiromi and Daiji run the plan by Iki. George then suddenly appears and tries to spook Daiji, but then Daiji pulls his gun to phone 50 on him, and I guess the prank was a success? And after this little scene, George gives Iki the Lion Vice stamp. The next day, the plan goes into action with Bon making his apology/retirement video, saying he's going to destroy the Lion Vice stamp. Outside the building is a Phoenix team with George for some reason, guess he wants to see the action. Then out of nowhere, Hiromi turns around with his gun to phone 50 pointed at his team. And just before Bon smashes the Vice stamp, Oteka and Giulio shows up and scares Bon, having him accidentally kick over the Line Vice stamp to Oteka, and then Oteka picks it up. Then Iki comes out of his little hidey hole and tells them it's a fake. Enraged by this, Oteka and Giulio transform into their Deadman forms, and we learn what their stamps are. Oteka's is Daioika, which is Japanese for giant squid, and Giulio's is wolf. And then they summon some juniors In response to this, Iki and Vice transform into their Rex form and quickly dispose of the juniors, and then Julio and Tekka join the fight, and they prove to be a challenge for our heroes. And after a strong attack from Tekka, they transform into their lion form based off of Kamen Rider Kuga.
Lion! Come on! Lion! Come on! Lion! Body up! Gaōn! Get on! Yajū no Lion! Mitetekudasai! Ore no otakebi!
Well then, this form is pretty nice and cool. It's pretty spiky. Love the spikes. And it's not my favorite, but definitely second favorite. And in the fight, Vice acts like a cat. Well, that's Vice for ya. Anyway, they seem to be on an even playing field, and then they use the remix to finish things up. Wait, what? That's not right. It's supposed to be a lion. Well, now that explains why he was acting like a cat. Okay, do over. There we go. A little side note, this is probably my favorite remix form so far. Hey, why don't you comment your favorite remix form so far down below? Well, anyway, in the remix, they managed to defeat Tekka, but then from behind, Iki the Evil Rider appears, and isn't pushed back by any of their attacks. And then we learned that the Phoenix teams outside are all unconscious, but surprisingly, we don't see an unconscious Hiromi. That's kinda sus. Anyway, we learned that while in his dead man form, Tekka can disperse himself into ink. And then we get a nice shot of the Evil Rider, and the episode ends. Also, here's the updated Vice stamp rally. Also, like I said before, comment down your favorite remix form down below. It can be one of these 5, and if you really like the cat version, you can comment it down below as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, demolish the like button down below. Also, a lot of work goes into making these reviews, and I know this one took a lot longer, but I promise that the others will come out quicker than this one did. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. It would really help me out. And yeah, with all that out of the way, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.